who should start week 1? Carson Wentz, based on what we just saw, and you're like, sizing up the tape and ripping it apart.
Yes.
Or Nick Foles, the Super Bowl MVP.
Right. Well, I have to text with Laurent Duvernay-Tardif first. Because, yes, I mean, I'm not a doctor. Nate's the one who's in the DR. I'm back. All right. It's 13 and a half weeks until the opener. 13 and a half weeks, Thursday night against Atlanta. Us sitting around here, people on the couch, he looks great. He's running around. He talks to Garofalo. He looks great. I think he will start week 1. But I will say this. I will not be disappointed if he doesn't. I know that's his goal. And if the Eagles came out and said, just not ready. We need another month. We want to make sure he's 1,000%.
Yes.
This is not about week 1. This is about week 1 for the next 15 years. This is very, very, very special thing. So I think he's going to be out there. He's tapped into something special. He's killing the rehab. But I will not be disappointed, nor should Eagles fans if he's not.
And you shouldn't be worried either, right, Trace? If you hear this and he doesn't start week 1, it's very different from hearing like Andrew Luck's not starting week 1.
Absolutely.
That would be a little alarming.
Absolutely. And we know this injury is an ACL. We know what it is. We've seen this injury. We've seen Adrian Peterson come back from having an injury even later on in the season and bouncing back and having a tremendous season the next season. So I would say I wouldn't be as concerned if they said, okay, we're going to give him a couple more weeks. That said, the timeline says week 1 he should be ready. Like that's what everyone kind of was saying. And from what I hear, this guy has been an animal in the gym, in the locker room. This started back in March and April. I was getting texts like Wentz is working out like a maniac.
Really?
So Wentz is looking good in the gym. And it's Carson Wentz's team. Don't make any mistakes about this. That is not Nick Foles' team.
Right.
Nick Foles carried the torch and did an amazing thing, and it's a Philadelphia legend. Those guys in that locker room, Carson Wentz is still the guy.
What are the chances that Kyle talking up Jimmy Garoppolo so much has made Carson Wentz hit the gym
Everything
a little bit
helps.
harder?
100%.
Everything helps.
I want to help as much as I can, as always. Nate?
It's that meme of the guy looking back.
Yes.
Oh, I think I was like,
that. Now listen, I'm going to say it's Carson Wentz. The starter for the Philadelphia Eagles, week 1 will be Carson Wentz. One, he looks good in those clips with that brace on, and he still has more time. I remember tearing my ACL in 2008. And hearing about all the guys that bounced back quickly, hearing about Adrian Peterson, and we saw that clip of him running after like 5 months. So that was kind of like the bar that he had set. And myself, I was like, I got to do it. If he can do it, I can do it. And right around 5.5 months, 6 months, I started running full speed. Now, there's more to the story. Once I got on the field that following season, my knee was perfectly fine. But it was the mind that I had to get over. And they say that's the last hurdle, right? It's what you think about when you're out there moving around. And it's so much different and even more complicated for Carson Wentz because, one, it's the mental hurdle. You're telling yourself, I'm not hurt anymore. My leg is stronger than it's ever been. But, two, just like he said when he's talking to Mike Garofalo, is I don't want to do anything stupid. And I hear him talking about himself on the field because oftentimes he gets a little out of control. He's so good, so talented, so fast. Once he steps outside that pocket, it's like, and that's exactly how he got banged up. We've seen him on the sideline his rookie year getting flipped over, and then he gets in the end zone and he tears his ACL in the game. We got to make sure, or he has to make sure, that he doesn't go out there and mentally puts himself in position where he's banged up and on the sideline again.
So either way, is this the champagne problems?
I hope
Whoever
so.
starts week 1.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to start week 1. They don't. I'm with you. If it's for the next 15 years as your franchise guy and it's a special thing, maybe sit him out. And if he's not 110%.
It's champagne problems until Nick Foles starts the season 2-0, and then when do you make that? You need to start with Wentz if he's available.
Or it's champagne problems if he doesn't leave the pocket anymore. Sometimes those quarterbacks, after getting banged up, they get a little gun shy.
Yeah, no, and I get worried, Nate. You talk about that sometimes, the timeline of rehab. Like, there becomes a macho factor that I think could be very dangerous. Like, I remember RG3 blew out his knee and immediately had a whole ad campaign.
Comeback season.
All in day 1, no matter what, I'm starting. So, like, I don't think Wentz could be seduced by the macho factor of it, but guys do. They're like, this guy came back this fast. I'm going to beat him by 3 weeks. Just do you. Just listen to the damn doctors and do you.
But you really think if it's Foles starting the season and he goes 3-0, there's going to be drama there? It's not just going to be
drama, but it's going to be tough to look at Foles again and say, all right, now it's Carson's time. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If he starts 3-0, you're like, maybe Carson could have a couple more weeks. Seriously. You're not even being underhanded here. Take your time. I think not only the locker room, but I think the entire city knows that it is Wentz's team. It'd be great if they started 3-0, because go ahead and get to the bye week, Carson. Do whatever you need to do.